What is the pettiest reason you can't date someone? Wasn't my pettiness, but a girl I went on a few dates with wouldn't date me because she wanted to be the artistic one in the relationship and she was worried that me being a musician would spoil that for her. Edit, wasn't real deep into it, it was just a couple of dates. I don't feel negatively toward her. She was a nice enough person lol. Also, music isn't my career, more of a passionate hobby. I work in IT by day. This made me laugh really hard. Sorry that happened. Lamau, I laughed too. The funny thing is, she had no artistic talent whatsoever, she just wanted to live an artsy, whimsical life. Ended things with a guy over various other reasons, but the most annoying was how many times he told me that he'd leave me for Miranda Lambert in a heartbeat. Which okay, I get it, some people have a list of celebrities they'd leave their SO over, mostly as a joke. But this was like every day, just randomly said, not related to the conversations we were having at the time, and he meant it. He made sure I understood that if for some godforsaken reason Miranda Lambert walked in through the front door, I was gone. Edit, thanks for all the comments. I was surprised to read that many people didn't know who she was. Guess I was so familiar with her after hearing about her so often during that relationship, haha. Funny because this actually happened. The guy that's married to Miranda Lambert now left his fiancée a while back to date ML. This is so weird. My boyfriend knows that guy Lamau, used to work with him before he was in NYPD. We were just talking about him the other day. He knew he got married to a celebrity, but didn't know who she was until I told him. We deep dived into it and apparently the chick he left for Miranda was like 8 months pregnant. Edited for clarity and shit. Only went on one date but he named his cat Creamy, and the way he said it grossed me out. This is my favorite comment on the whole thread, Lamau. This is the pettiness I showed up for. Most of the rest of these are just normal reasons not to date people. My ex wanted to make cheese fries so he bought and melted down a block of cheese and big surprise it didn't work how he thought it would, so he stood in the kitchen yelling, "Give me your creamy goodness," as he pushed a giant glob of cheese around with a soggy waffle fry. He didn't just say it once. He said it for every bite. She talks to people like they're 100 meters away from her. She insisted on hanging out at home. She lived with like 6 people, and they always had friends over. I felt like a BF extra on Friends or Seinfeld. Yeah, this is legit. I would have bounced too. Bouncing just ensures that you become the BF extra. Well duh, they wanted a mid-season breakup scene. I mean, do I want a life with my so or do I want to marry their friends and never get a moment alone? I literally rethought about my relationship with my ex when we went to the zoo. I paid for everything, tickets, parking, food, gift shop, etc., which all wasn't cheap, and he had the nerve to say our trip to the zoo was boring. My grandparents were very southern. When I was a kid, I spent the night at their house and heard them wrestling. I heard my grandpa say my grandma's name, Sarah, but with his accent he said "Useru." I met a girl named Sarah who was also southern. When she introduced herself as Seru, I had to nope out. It just gave me the heebie-jeebies. Rewind to college, me and my friends are out at a bar. My buddy Dave and I are seniors and his sister is a sophomore, and just turned 21, so she's out with us. We are having a good time and look over and his sister is chatting with this guy at the bar. Fast forward an hour or two and they are still talking, except she's basically on his lap and they're making eyes at each other. 1:30, last call, we are getting ready to go and checking to see if she is going home with this guy or coming with us. She's not there. We look around and she's sitting with her girlfriends at a table. We collect her and as we're walking out I ask what happened to the dude. Turned out his name was Dave. I can't go home with a guy with the same name as my brother. Bro got turned down because of his first name. Savage. She wouldn't clear the excess time off the microwave display. My wife does this. Been married 37 years. We didn't have a microwave when we got married. Drives me up a fucking wall. Sounds like 2 problems to me. 1. Why did you stop the timer? You set the timer, set it right. You're literally making it harder for yourself by not using timers right. 2. You were done with the microwave, reset it so it's ready to use for the next person. Seriously, why? She had the same first name and last name as my grandpa. Pop? Magnitude. The fact that you still call it that tells me you're not ready. Leslie Nielsen? CSS he tasted Lee KD is. PPPP equals. I did internet dating for a while before I met my husband, and I have to say, the fact that he wrote in complete sentences with near perfect spelling and grammar was a real turn on. Yo GRLDWN2 fuck? My now wife also cited my ability to form full sentences, even when writing on the phone, a turn on and one, of many, reasons she gave it a shot. We initially met on Tinder, so it might have been critical for our relationship success. This thread gives me hope that I have at least something to offer. She didn't like museums. Not liking museums to me is like not liking things. Inability to form a coherent sentence in text. Such a for the. My wife has an accent and uses voice to text, so half the time I have to turn into Alan fucking Turing to translate it, but it's actually one of the best parts of our relationship. If I don't joke in the moment, I'll wait till she gets home and just crack jokes about how she said it, and we'll just die laughing. It's but annoying when I'm trying to actually gather info or resolve something, but 98% of the time I love it. Literally just happened again when I linked her this because she told me a visiting investor asked her out to dinner. This thread is basically plot summaries from Seinfeld. This was my first thought too. Lol. She smelled like soup. That was from So I Married an Axe Murderer. She stole my heart and my cat. There was literally a post about a girl who didn't swing her arms when she walked like a gorilla. He wore fake glasses and didn't like vegetables. Fake glasses? Actually pretty popular back when I was in college, depending on how hipster your area is. Some people just think they look better with glasses with their face shape. A lot of the time they're right, honestly. It's still a bit weird. She had the feminine version of my name, and that's just too cutesy. Pierre Woman Slappy or Pierre Man Slappy? Pierre Man Slappé. It's pronounced Slappé, thank you. Oh, I hate that. Nice. I almost broke up with a girl when she was trying to be seductive and yanked my book out of my hand and closed it, losing my spot. Ugh. Hated this. She would sleep in Sunday mornings and my bio clock still woke me up for my weekday work time. So I would just catch up on news on Sunday quietly in bed next to her, still cuddling. But if she woke up next to me and saw that I was reading, she would yank it out of my hand and throw a tantrum that I wasn't paying attention to her while she slept. As a bonus, when we were awake, she didn't want me to read the news or books either. She wanted to always talk or do stuff together. I just needed some goddamn me time, but she hated that. So I just read constantly around her till she broke up with me. Pay attention to her while she's sleeping? What The whole point of being awake when someone else is sleeping is to not pay attention to them. WHN thy text WTH no vowels. UI though? Why use many word, when few word do trick? This was okay when we didn't have touch screen and had to type T9. You can save some serious time by typing that way then. She had the same name as my mom. Ah. Had a BF once who had a sister with my same name. He called me by my middle name instead. I've gone by my middle name my entire life. To the point if someone says my given first name, it takes a time or two for it to register in my head that they're talking to me and not my dad. Dated a girl who insisted on calling me my first name. For about 6 months, I assumed she just had a negative association with someone having my middle name, but quite the opposite. Her older brother has my first name. And over that 6 months I came to understand she has a very close, codependent, weird as fuck relationship with her brother. And after meeting him and realizing we looked physically similar. Bald, tattoos, beard. I just noped the fuck out. Live, laugh, love style home decor. Some just go way too far. Some URL. And this one some URL. The person who lives, and laughs and loves, in that house is 100% a serial killer.